Today is 23rd December. Market trade a narrow range bar. Managed to egg out a small point at 9 point to close at 3096 with very low volume. So today market actually is considered weak. Make high on low volume, is likely to retrace from here. It is also hovering just below the resistance of 3100. The most significant resistance is actually at this gap here, which is at 3111. Immediate support is at this pivot low here, which is at 3068. This is a weak support. Most significant support is actually at this level here at about 3040. Now, mentioned previously, after the severe sell down, we experienced a very strong bounce, and the subsequent swing is likely to be smaller, so it's likely to be choppy. Volume tend to actually dry up. This is what we'd like to see. At this point in time, markets remain very uncertain because of the Omicron, and some major economies has already imposed lockdown, so they may spread to any other major economy as well. So they may have impacts on travel-related stocks, and may impact the recovery as well. Now, take a look at the US market. This is S&P 500. Notice we have a strong move, but this appears to be doubtful because it actually accompanied with very low volume, and it's also approaching very obvious resistance as well. We see similar pattern in Nasdaq. Again, notice this wide range bar here actually has low volume, and this is also part of a trading range. Now, broad market wise, NYSE composite, very obvious, have been trading sideways since May, and may likely to continue to do so. So again, this recent upward move is approaching obvious elevated resistance, which is at about 17,000. So going ahead, it's more likely to actually meet with some resistance going forward, as more likely to actually pull back from here. So remember, markets remain choppy, so we just have to exercise more cautions. And of course, one of the options is to stay on the side. Let's take a look at some of the more obvious strong stocks. This is MeTech. Mentioned in the last videos itself, so actually trading small bars, more likely to pull back, and this is what we are experiencing right now. Currently, we have a small dipper setup. Bar high here is at 375. This is Del Monte. Now, despite the weak markets sentiments, notice actually stock actually managed to move up slightly, of course approaching this very obvious resistance. And over the last few sessions, it actually trades sideways low volume after this trust bar. So again, we'd like to see whether you can take out this high here of 40 cents, and preferably take out this high as well at 41. Now remember, this is not particular trending, it's just that the swing are getting smaller, so I'd like to actually see a potential upside break. Now let's discuss stocks which actually have performed fairly well, but this stock itself has slightly lower liquidity. But chart pattern wise, recent move is pretty impressive. After this gap up, notice a pullback on low volume and managed to actually move up yesterday, and today it actually followed through with this break above this high. So this is technically a contraction setup. Currently it's actually a trading HOTS. We do not know. We'd like to see what happens after the announcement. Hourglass. Now after that pullback itself, after making this extra wide range bars, it is now consolidating. It's quite obvious with the cross of the moving average. So again, we just have to actually let it consolidate, and we actually look for an opportunity to long when they actually break on the upside. Geo Energy. Chart pattern wise, this is nice. After this run up with a gap, it pulled back and hovering just below the resistance. Like to see take out this high here, which is at 345. Now currently we do not have any strong sectors, so these are just selective strong stocks. IPO stocks, Digicore, REITs. After this trust bar, it actually consolidates sideways again. We just have to wait for it to consolidate, eventually take out this high here of 119. Now remember, usually for the first few weeks it's probably tradables, but if it refused to actually break out on the outside, it may just continue trading sideways and may lose its momentum.